When people talk about World Cup favorites, they usually mention Argentina, France, Brazil, England. But what if the team that shocks the world isn't one of the giants? What if it's Japan? After impressive performances and a dominant victory, Japan have become one of the most exciting teams in the tournament. And now, football fans everywhere are asking the same question. Could Japan be the biggest surprise of the 2026 World Cup?
Let's be honest. Most fans didn't put Japan among the favorites before the tournament. They were respected, but they weren't feared. The spotlight was on bigger football nations. Meanwhile, Japan quietly prepared. No headlines, no massive expectations, just hard work. And sometimes, that's exactly what makes a team dangerous. Because while everyone watches the giants, the underdogs keep improving. Japan don't rely on superstars. They rely on teamwork. Every player knows their role. Every player works for the team. Their passing is quick. Their movement is intelligent. And their work rate is incredible. For 90 minutes, they never stop running. Never stop pressing. Never stop fighting. That's why opponents hate playing against them. One of Japan's biggest strengths is discipline. Players stay organized. They rarely lose their shape. They defend as a unit. And when they win the ball, they attack fast. Very fast. Within seconds, they can move from defense to attack. That makes them incredibly difficult to predict. One mistake, one turnover, and Japan can punish you immediately. Every tournament has a moment when people finally start paying attention. For Japan, that moment was their dominant 4-0 victory. The score wasn't the only impressive thing. It was the way they played. Confident, aggressive, fearless. They looked like a team that believed they belonged on the biggest stage. And belief is powerful in tournament football. Here's the scary part. Japan aren't intimidated by famous teams. They don't care about reputations. They don't care about history. When the whistle blows, everyone starts at zero. That's the mentality that creates World Cup surprises. The giants might have bigger names, but Japan have shown they can compete with anyone. And that's why nobody wants to face them. Can Japan actually win the World Cup? It won't be easy. The tournament is full of elite teams. Argentina have experience. France have world-class talent. Brazil have history. But World Cups aren't won on paper. They're won on the pitch. And if Japan continue playing with confidence, discipline, and energy, they could make a very deep run. Maybe even deeper than anyone expects. The biggest advantage Japan have isn't tactics. It isn't speed. It isn't talent. It's pressure. Or rather, the lack of pressure. Nobody expects Japan to win the tournament. That freedom allows them to play without fear. Meanwhile, the giants carry enormous expectations. And sometimes, pressure can be a bigger opponent than the team across from you. So, could Japan shock the world? Absolutely. They have the organization, the discipline, the teamwork, and the confidence. Everything a great tournament team needs. Will they win the World Cup? Nobody knows. But one thing is certain. If you underestimate Japan, you might be making the biggest mistake of the tournament. What do you think? Can Japan make a historic World Cup run? Or will one of the giants stop them? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe for more football explainers, World Cup stories, rankings, and tournament analysis.